Just trying to work out how fast one of these deers can run. I mean, I know I can smash Nick in a race, but I don't really think Nick is going to be comparable to a deer. So I think I'll walk very slowly. What's up, vlog? So it's 7 a.m. and I'm just walking through one of our local parks, which is called Richmond Park. Can't really see because I'm blinded by the sun, but it's such a beautiful park to walk around in the morning. It's an active recovery day for me, so I'm not training today. And I'm walking through the park. I actually feel like I'm in South Africa, even though it's London and it's cold and it's wet. But as you can see, we have a lot of deer. And yeah, I feel like one of them is going to start running at me at any second. And with the way my legs are feeling right now, I'm not going to be able to run very fast at all. But it's a beautiful place. I try to come here at least once a week just to walk around, especially early in the morning when it's quiet. And it sets me up for the day ahead, and I really find that I get a lot done. So this week we found some interesting facts around injuries in Irish dancing, which, to be honest with you, have really astounded me. We had a look at these studies before, but not really in the detail that we've looked at them this week. And we sat down with our physio and we were putting together the last parts of the physio series. And what we find is that 77% of all Irish dancers get injured. Now, that for me is a crazy statistic. You imagine being a parent and your child coming in and telling you they want to do MMA, or they want to play rugby, or they want to do one of these contact sports, right? Your instant mindset is to say no because of injury, right? But 77% of Irish dancers are getting injured. Now that means that that's a higher injury rate than what you're going to find in the likes of rugby or football. And these are contact sports. So that to me is a massive red flag that something we're doing is wrong. That part of the training is wrong, that we're not updating training methods, or that we have too much volume or too much impact. There is something that's going wrong. Now 60% of those dancers are going to be dancing whilst injured. Okay, so that again will tell you a lot. And when at the recent summer camp in LA, what I found, and when I'm speaking to dancers, is that a lot of them were being made to dance whilst being injured because they were in team dances and the schools needed the teams. I don't care, and what I said in the recent podcast is I really don't care whether you're in teams, solos, trebles, doubles, whatever. You should not be dancing if you're injured, because there are so many dancers that are injured long term and it affects them long after their dancing career is done. So we want help getting that 77% down, and we need help from you guys, okay? If you're injured, you need to rest, and you need to go through the appropriate structure. One of the biggest problems with dancers is that they are scared of losing their technique when they get injured. Guys, you will not lose your dance technique, right? When I know how to ride a bike, I will always know how to ride a bike. You cannot simply lose your technique. It's ingrained in your mindset. Okay, it may not be as perfect, it may not be a little bit off, but you will always know your technique. What you will lose is your dance fitness. And when you lose your dance fitness, there are still so many things you can do when you're injured to improve your dance fitness. For example, if I have a bone issue in my foot, if I have shin splints, if I have rolled my ankle, whatever it is, any lower leg injuries can normally still be trained on something like a spin bike or a stationary bike, because the foot is static, right? Achilles tendonitis, Server's disease, all these things can still be trained on a bike. So you can still train your heart and lungs properly. You can still get your fitness really high. You can be doing dance specific fitness, like you can be working on a 60 to 90 second period as fast and as sharp as you want with a lot of resistance to develop your power, and you haven't done any impact at all. So there's lots of ways where we can train this properly when you are injured, so that it doesn't happen again, or so you don't have to continually keep dancing when you're injured in the fear of getting worse. And to stop the actual injury, we also need help in that too, and that's going to come from the teachers. We need the teachers to understand children should not be dancing when they're injured, and also we need to build a solid foundation for these kids when they're younger, because you're still growing in height, okay? So we're going to try and put all that together in the new physio series, and hopefully, it is going to be a massive resource for all dancers, teachers and parents, and hopefully the teachers will get on board with that too. So today is Thursday and it's podcast day. I take a full day away from the gym on a Thursday. I don't train, and I don't train any clients on a Thursday, which means that gives me a full kind of 16 to 18 hours of work that I can do, and that's the day that I fit in the podcast. So last week we done a little bit of a rant on the podcast about injuries, and this was actually before I found out of the injury rate. So you can imagine if I had have known that before I actually done that podcast. So we got a podcast today, and we're going to get back to talking about nutrition, because we started that topic, and in usual fashion something else comes up and we go off on a rant. I believe Lauren is working in Dublin at the minute, so let's jump over to her and let's have a quick check out of what she's doing now.
So guys, this is the first time that I've stayed down just outside Dublin, and this is where I'll be based when I'm doing my private. So I'll be based in Dublin and London and going back and forth. I'm not even in the car 10 minutes, and I've just pulled in to get some morning coffee to set me up for the day. But the past 10 minutes I have sat behind farm traffic. I can't even handle normal traffic, never mind sitting behind a tractor that has to move like a snail, especially when I'm in a rush and I need to get to the studio. So let's see how long I last without cracking with being here and staying just on the outskirts of Dublin city centre. Dancers, you have to realise, if you want to be successful, if you want to reach the top, it is years and years of hard work, sacrifice, hitting your targets and goals each and every day and not giving up. I know a lot of people think that they can be successful overnight, they can win a championship overnight. A lot of dancers come to me, are asking, I've been working on this weeks and months, and why am I not getting there, why am I not? And then giving up, and then complaining that, okay, I'll never do that, I'll never get there. So you have to understand that it is long-term sacrifice to be successful, to get ahead, to get to where you want to be, but it will pay off, because if you never ever give up, you will eventually get there, and I'm living proof of that.